grip. Hit her with the hammer time, too legit to quit. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, keep bouncing. Jump, 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 jump. The Mac Daddy make it hard. Jump, 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 jump. The Mac Daddy make it hard. 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny. I make a bounce on you. Woo, shit! Let me take a drink for this one. Now, how do I get this shit started here, brother? It's been a long time.
Yeah, you know it.
It's been a long, long, long time.
This is good.
A lot of history, you know, a lot of years. I don't even remember the actual. I think. All right, I'm going to start this in a minute, but I think my introduction to you was due to the dojo.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Yes.
Okay. So let me think. Probably was a little skinnier. Army hat or whatever I had on. All black like normal. Attitude.
Think
I'm better than everybody and nobody appreciates it. You know, the normal, the normal type of shit. So the dojo was Brooklyn.
Yes.
It was right over the bridge.
Yeah, it was between.
Over which bridge?
It was between Brooklyn and Manhattan. It was right on the water off J Street.
Okay. I remember the area and shit like
10
that.
J Street.
Matter of fact, you're right. It was because we used to get off, have to go. Was the area? No, I'm thinking of Queens.
Yeah,
no, the Brooklyn. Where you could see the Brooklyn Bridge. You could, no, where they have the cable, the
carousel.
No. What's the way the road is built with like the horse?
Oh yeah. Cobblestone.
Cobblestones, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody shoot videos over there. So it's like right around the corner. Damn, yo, we used to go there a few times.
Trust me, I seen mad promotions with the background. They do it like every winter when it snows. Somebody got to take.
Oh yeah, you got to. That's like Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, shit like that.
It's like a staple, man.
Hell yeah! So we were there, and I think I came because of sport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Smarty came there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we all was in there then. Was Hassan in there?
I mean, on occasion. I don't know if he was there with y'all, but I know he's definitely been through.
Okay.
Most of the EOW came through there at some point.
Yeah, but I wasn't. All right, now let's get this straight because I'm gonna start this in a minute. But I just want to break some ice. I was never really official EOW like standard. Mm-hmm. I would come here and there. I think I might have performed one time, and I didn't freestyle because I wasn't the greatest freestyler. And I knew that you had to come with your A game at EOW, so I was more comfortable at the Mitchell Springs because I could just perform.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And I might be able to freestyle whenever I want. You know what I mean? But
I've had so many. So I've run into people, and then I want to think of his name, man. Lord Vital.
That sounds very
fucking dope ass MC artist. And I started doing sound at Pyramid, and he used to come on other nights. And we had a conversation one night. He's like, I remember you, man. Yo, Dub. He was like, I was more Mental Supreme.
He told you that shit?
Yeah. He was like, yo, man, like,
what Vital?
He said EOW was for the spitters. And, my shit was just hard. Like, it was different. And I'm like, dude, there was a place.
No. One thing I have to give EOW, as long as you was correct with how you came, they were appreciative of your shit. But y'all niggas used to dog the shit out.
I agree.
Y'all used to dog. I would be in the fucking audience like, yeah, I don't think I'm going up tonight.
Yeah. And that's what's funny, man. Izzy is, there's some serious jokes.
But back then, I think in the late 90s, early 2000s, just that attitude, it was like you have to come correct with everything. You had to come correct. You couldn't play games. You couldn't false. You couldn't play phony. And if you did, then they were caught out there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think it was more the people that were coming to it more so than us dictating that. You know what I mean?
No, but I could understand that. Like, yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was like a fair, but it was just like I was like, I'm not in the right mind state to go up there for what they looking for. Like, just generally speaking. But I always was cool with motherfuckers that went to EOW on a religious basis. I knew the bouncers, shit like that.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm trying to remember this female rapper, tall, brown skin. Was it Chocolate Tie? Brown skin. She was cool. Was she cool with Jess?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I remember coming to one of her joints and she killed.
She won a challenge. Like, she was one of the first females to win the MC challenge. Champion.
This is like early 2000s, right?
Yeah. This was, I'm going to say 2005, 2006, something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's in the bracket. Because at this time, I'm heavy going back and forth to the Pyramid for either or show, and I'm going to New Eurekans for the beat battles. And that's where I was like,
New Eureka.
Yeah, I was in New Eurekans all the time.
Yeah, I like New Eureka.
Yeah.
They're remodeling it now. You know that?
Word? They're remodeling? They remodeled everything, man.
Well, I'm saying that's good because I like that venue, but the space was never managed very well.
I could see that. Yeah.
Upstairs.
You've done some work there, right?
I mean, I've done sound there. I've performed there. Like, yeah.
Just in case, I know I just started.
Yeah, that's good. Like, let's go.
But I told this man since I seen him at the brewery, I was like, yo, I need to get you on the show. It's just so much shit to talk about. Right here, let me start. You know what it is? You know what I mean? It's the unstoppable, incomparable, undeniable, almighty, like the goddamn Avengers Attention Whore, AWP Attention Whores podcast. You know what it is, episode 527. Yeah, you up there. And I like to call him the Sensei. Certain people, I give them the title of Sensei because you were always in like the making and the building of it.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely behind the scenes. That was me. The last time I seen you before the brewery, I remember it like yesterday, my nigga. I go into the Pyramid. I don't know what year this is probably 10, 15 years ago. I don't know what the fuck it is. 14 years ago, some shit like that. I go in the Pyramid I was with a group of people. They were there for some show. And here you up in there engineering shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
For everybody. That was my thing, man. I mean, that's how I started everything as far as like music goes.
This is the Sensei. I call him the Sensei. This is Nonezeo. 1/4 of the founders of EOW, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's more than 4
founders. Oh, okay. I one that I know of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is one of the generals. You know what I mean? If you in New York, if you in the tri-state area, if you MCing, if you rapping, you dealing with hip hop, authentic hip hop, straight from the ground up. You've had to come across him or his work, shit like that. You know what I mean? Dreads down. You know what I mean?
All the way down.
Yeah. So you just cut them then?
Yeah, last year.
What happened?
So I just go through these phases every now and then. This time though, it's like the hair was just heavy.
It was too much. Yeah, it was a whole person behind you.
Yeah, it's just a time, man. The first
maintaining it.
So this would have been my 4th time. Like I'm twisting it up now.
Okay,
I just can't help it. It's one of them things. Like even after I cut it, you still feel it. You know what I mean? And
it's like if you were an amputee.
Yeah,
people say you still feel that because that
is the absolute truth. I could definitely relate.
That's crazy.
The other part is my hair was still in those pieces. Like I'll wash it, I'll blow it out and everything, and I could still go ahead and be like, oh, that's where that dread was. Like,
oh, so you could find out with that.
Dude, I just twist up. It's already there. Like,
that's a lot. Maintaining, wash it, and keep it clean out of the area.
That's a lot.
How many years?
So let's see. I started at 20, so 30 years of dreadlocks. Like I not all in one. No, let's not get that wrong.
30 years.
I cut them 3 times.
He said 30 years. I was like, not all at once. Not
all
one good
together.
swoop.
But yeah, like there was definitely the first time nightmare. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean nightmare?
So
I never dreaded my hair. I rolled it. I twisted it, but I never.
Yo, I'm having a dream, and in a dream, I'm being chased by somebody with a hatchet, almost like some Freddy Jason. Exactly. We were just talking about that. Yo, and the dude grabbed my hair, and I couldn't get out of it. And then the hatchet's coming. I opened my eyes, and my hair was pinned under my shoulder.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So I'm like,
so you're doing that, and you
can't move.
So you know how crazy that is, because it's like your mind is building a whole story for the reason why you feel that way. That's crazy.
And when I got up, I was like, yo, I'm cutting this shit today. And I did.
I've thought of doing dreads, and I know it's very timely. But my thing was like, especially back then, because I was always back and forth with weight. I was just like, I'm gonna look like Keenan from Keenan.
I mean,
I've thought about it. I was like, but back then,
it depends on how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I honestly never allowed anybody to do my hair. I was on that. But the beauty of that is, every time I came across Jamaican dreads, they be, you should official mine. Like,
they know that.
Yeah, they know.
Beeswax, all that.
I know that bullshit, man. Like, and you're not supposed to have people touching your hair like that because of the energy that's inside of it. You know what I mean? So if you'll notice, I always used to wear these bandanas and scarves.
Yeah, you that, or you could, if you wanted, you could have the little sack thing or whatever.
I'll have it in the back, but that's to protect you from the energies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want no bad stuff.
You want to harness all that bullshit. Yeah, exactly.
So when I go outside, like, you'll see me in the studio, I might have it off, but once I'm outside, it's like
it's over with. It's over with. Yeah. Okay. Damn, man. Shit. So where do we start? Like, where do we start, no? Like, honestly,
so much, dude. Like,
all right, let's go in the order I have it.
Okay.
For the most part. So this is Nonezeo, so everybody knows.
Goody.
Who do you think you are? Like, well, not think you are, but who is Nonezeo to you?
So Nonezeo would be, you say, my alter ego to Rashid, my real name.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if you wanted. I have both.
Yeah. There's a difference.
Okay.
Rashid,
so who's Nonezeo then?
So Nonezeo is more of the performer. You know what I mean? Like, when you get on stage, like, and I'll be honest with you, at first I was super hyped. So when I get on stage, it's like, and I would get so crazy.
That was your energy?
Yo,
it doesn't seem like
See now, that's how I started. But I get so hyped that I'll forget words. It was like, I was blowing out my voice.
Oh, you was going
a little too much. It's just going too much.
Yeah.
But that's where you learn, hone your craft, do enough shows. It's like, yo, I gotta chill. You know, you kind of find yourself and you find your pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know when I could go hard, and I know when I gotta just relax. Chill. We just gotta make sure people hear what I'm saying, and do the hand movements.
I got
you. All of that. But Nonezeo is the creative side. So I am definitely a problem solver, a cat that likes to do puzzles.
You like to try to figure shit out.
Things of that nature. So making beats is how all this got started. Like, I always wrote.
So did you start as a writer, performer, or did you start as a producer?
I started as a writer as a kid. And literally my mom sent in a couple of my poems. Like, I won some prizes and all that.
Mine got published too back in the day. Yeah.
Invited to like do a slam and all of that.
Oh shit! So that's the origin. That's kind of the breaking.
And so I'm gonna tell you this story
right here.
This is
before the nuns.
Yeah, this is before nuns. So, like, I went on a trip. Always was intelligent, one of the like smartest kids in the school type thing. So I went on a trip to go to ABC schools. They called A Better Chance. So basically, instead of going to high school, it's like pre-college.
Gotcha.
The schools, and they're
It's
all
called.
like,
It's presented as pre-college and high school. Isn't presented as that?
No.
Which is weird.
So no, because you're not.
Why in high school pre-college?
Because you're living on campus.
Okay. Oh, so you're in the
yeah,
college.
like
Okay,
you go to these schools and you're living like it's college.
So you're doing like A2 college classes.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
But it's like we went on a trip. You know, when I'm in elementary school, before I got to high school, we went on a trip. When we went on this trip, there's this other kid. Never forget him. I'm still friends with him now. Neftali Fuentes, right? Neftali was like the freestyler.
He's Spanish or
yeah,
okay.
But he was the freestyler.
All right.
So we in the car, like in the van, driving. Cass is like, yo, like you freestyle, like, yo, y'all need to battle each other. And yo, no lie, dude, we battled. Like, we talking like 28, 35 rounds. You know what I mean?
Well, when you were young, you had energy for all that, like that time. And like I used to wake up like, oh, I can't wait till they hear this shit, type of shit. You know what I mean? And then
my friends gassed me after that. Like, yo, son, you was nice. You blew him out the water. I was like, I don't know about that, but you know,
you're not bothful to me
on record sometimes.
Well, but that's the difference. Like I tell people like I prefer, like I love music. Like I love creating music. I love writing music. I love producing. But even when I do that, I still got to play a certain kind of character, not completely,
right?
But a certain kind, just to get it across. Doing this, just be myself.
Yeah.
And it's comfortable.
Yeah, I feel
and
that.
I can still give you bars. Like, I can still give you know what I mean?
I got out of that phase pretty quick. You know?
But all that energy just rushed out. Like, I never seen any type of I never really seen you energetic
like
and
super hype. You will, like, trust me. There's moments where it happens, especially after it's like we're gonna do a song that I did 15 years ago and know the words like the back of my hand, you know? So like, oh, we go.
So when you were performing, it was more of you was hyped, but it was more of the like
hyped but unfocused.
Unfocused.
You know what I'm saying?
You
know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know what I'm about to do, but then you don't do it because you just all over the place.
Were you a good freestyler?
To a degree.
To a degree.
Yeah, I think I've had my moments, put it that way.
That's funny that you say that, and I tell you that I was in a similar board, and you were like EOW.ALONG.
Listen. But now here's the thing, right? So you freestyle, but then you're with some of the best freestylers in the world.
No. Listen. That I understand, and I could agree, and I have, like, I was around similar people.
Yes.
And similar but also, where you kind of like shoot up to more than that field. Like, I think that's where you put it at. Like, I tell you like this, I'm way better writer.
Yes.
Than I am a freestyler.
Yes. Agreed. Same.
You know what I mean? I have my times here and there.
Yeah.
But if you give me time, if you give me a concept, or something like that,
focus.
I'm gonna go into.
Give me something to focus on, and I can execute.
I got you.
I mean, when you like freestyling, it's like you got
also the feeling, the energy,
and you gotta hit words that make the crowd be like, "Oh."
Well, let's talk about this. Like, we come from a time where all you had to do was say a big word that nobody really used.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Nobody really used these words, but we like, yo, simplicity, and you want to break it down and make it sound fly, but you're not really talking that way, right? And generally speak, but that's how it was. Now it's all about the vibe. It's all about the style.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I'll say the better freestyles are when you're being honest, but that could be a problem sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like the
you just being totally honest about
that works for the crowd.
It works, but it's easier for you to get it out because you really feel that way. right?
Got you.
But the other part to it is you might offend some people. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we offend people by breathing.
Yeah.
You offend people by breathing. Like, you can't even worry about that shit.
But like, so Nonezeo, produce, engineer,
got you,
writer, but most of all, I am a producer. So I definitely can take a person, lead them in a direction.
You could build. You could build a song. You could build an atmosphere.
Build a song, concept wise, whatever, beat wise, whatever it is, musically, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't play any instruments, but I found my way around it with my MPC, and I definitely know music.
You never did any beat battles?
Nah.
You never did beat battles?
Nah. So I do the opposite.
Okay.
I'm like, instead of battling each other with beats, let's just play our beats.
Showcase.
And show, yeah, exactly.
Okay. I went to beat battles to showcase.
Yeah.
Like, that was my whole thing. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
I know some pretty outstanding producers, and a lot of these beat battles I went to, I was like, I don't understand what's going on here.
Well, what were you talking about back then?
Yeah.
Well, back then it was all for the audience. Like,
but it's the celebrity judges, I'm saying, right?
Okay,
so
I could get you.
Literally,
yeah.
I'm in one. I want to say it was Clip Smoke at this point, and he was in one, and he's killing it.
This is a beat battle,
right?
What place is this? Where is this at?
This was actually in Webster Hall.
Okay, that'll be. What year frame are we talking?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
The last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
All right, go ahead.
But
so he's in the beat battle. Right? Is this at least 10 to 15 years ago?
Yes.
Okay. So in that time frame, because beat battles are different now. They're not exactly like beat battles are pretty much showcasing your beat for a minute or two, whatever it is.
Yes.
Back then it was like, yeah, you have a beat, but you gotta freak it. You gotta make it so it's entertaining and hit certain pockets. Switch it to Jamaican music. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
I understand, but when you play the beat and the crowd is going wild and the beat is hot, and you yourself as a judge are like, that's hot. The next person comes up and the beat is like, the crowd ain't really going crazy or nothing. It's a good beat. But you like, oh, this one definitely blows it. And then you're like, okay, so we picked this other person.
Well, also you got to think about back then and just generally speaking, it was always about who you brought to a degree. No. Well, beat battles are different a little bit. Because I think when you perform, if you perform, like people always coming from their people, but if you perform a song, whether it's hot or not, your people is going to cheer for you.
Yeah.
Right? And beat battles is a little bit like, you're going to have your people, but if you win over everybody else, they got to go with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess it's different.
And it's all opinionated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I can't even front. Like, I like Clip Smoke and his beats, so I could have been opinionated at the time. But also
it's different when you have judges from just the audience too.
Yeah. And and this one I think was celebrity judges. But it's crazy when they compliment you and like, oh, this is this. But then they want to categorize you like, oh, you this type of producer.
Well, that's what everybody does in the world, because they have to be able to point and say like, yo, I can't be like, this is some brand new shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't put it in that pocket.
They don't want to.
They don't want to. Because also if they put it in that pocket, it lessens whatever they're doing too. Like, that's how they're thinking.
But that's what I'm saying. You're trying to grab people so that you
Amadeus, whoever was the judge.
Yeah, I love Amadeus, man. He was in the dojo too.
Yeah, I've done a couple beat battles with certain people. I remember I did a beat battle in Jersey, in Montclair. What's that street where all the shops is in Montclair?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right, so there was some downstairs basement shit.
You're okay.
Been there. Me and at the time, Captain Planet, Steve Almighty.
Okay.
Yes. I remember we did a beat battle there, and out of the blue, I don't know if he was scheduled, but Just Blaze came through.
Oh wow.
and he was sitting there. He played. Actually, I have a clip. He played some music there, and I have a clip of him doing it. But I had played a beat where I sampled Frankie Lyman. I forget which record, but it's very that shit. Flip that shit. He was like, "Yo, who made that shit?" I was like, "Oh, all right,
man.
I get approval."
Yeah. Do you know how Just Blaze got on?
I can't remember if I did.
Okay, so I want to remember the studio, but he was working on the studio on Broadway.
I know his first whatchamacalls was like Pun and shit. Or something.
Well, this is what happened.
Okay.
He's just an assistant in the studio, and the session was over, and he was playing his beats, and Pun walked by and heard it, and was like, yo, like, what's that? He was like, oh, that's my beats and all this. So he literally tells him, like, yo, I got all this equipment in my house, man. Why don't you come by and grab some of it? But I want first dibs on whatever you make. And he said he went to his house, though. He had ASR 10, MPC.
He probably didn't know what the fuck what it was.
Pun didn't know what it was. Like, he was like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, I'll take this. And then, Play No More, all of that shit happened. He was on, bro.
He was on after that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It just takes a moment.
That's the other part. So when you talk about humility and just trying to help people, like, that's how you do it. Like, Pun walked by, heard it, like, yo, this dude sounds like he has potential. I got all this shit sitting here. Let me give it to somebody that could possibly do something. And it worked out.
That's crazy.
But you're going to find out in life, this is not coincidental. It's about your actions at that time.
And your energy.
Exactly.
And your energy.
And if you do it, like, it's going to work out for you somehow. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be that type of person. I see potential. It's like, I'm going to approach you. I'm going to ask you about it and see if that could work, if I can help you out. We all supposed to help each other, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can help everybody. Some people aren't worthy of it. But if you're in a situation where you come across the talent and you notice it, like,
you're supposed to, like,
say something.
Extend a hand type
Exactly.
Shit. Yeah, that makes sense. I appreciate. Yeah, you definitely should do that. You definitely should be that energy. But a lot of people around negativity or negative people.
Yeah, and people are afraid this person might be better than I am. Or it's like, yo, supposed to put somebody better than you on.
Pardon me.
That credit.
Yeah, basically. So the difference between Nuns, Rashid is just
laid back.
The thinker.
I am definitely the behind the scenes guy. Like,
yeah, you definitely.
I don't want to be in the front. I don't want to be
love me.
I don't want to be yelling. I don't want to have mad conversations.
You don't want to have none of that shit.
I just want to chill, yo. I want to enjoy what's going on. Just be a part of the vibe. Take it easy and play the background, pretty much.
So you said Pun. So before we get into everything else, when I met you, it was at the Dojo.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
I don't remember what we were working at the time. So many records. I got so much OCD shits in there.
You know how many records I did in there? Oof.
How long you was at the Dojo prior to?
So we were in the Dojo from 2004 to 2007. So for 3 years.
Okay.
Did
you do it? Were you at another spot prior to that?
Nah. That was the first one that we put there. And that was through EOW money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Actually, our manager, James, was the one that came up with the idea. Like, you got the skills and do it. Let's make a studio.
It probably was through just James that Sport came and I came. Right? Yeah. Okay. So I was trying to figure out how that worked because I think
it was Majesty.
Majesty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I think that was through Majesty, man.
All right. Shout out to and RIP to Majesty, man.
Forever.
Good dude. Good dude.
Definitely.
Good.
But yes, the Dojo was popping. Met a lot of people in there, man.
You're right. It could have been that. Yeah. You know? And at that time, you were. Your story was like, hey.
So I was when we had that, I was 4 years removed from working with Puff. So, 95
2000.
Okay. 95 to 2000. I was working at Daddy's house. That's where I learned all the engineering stuff. I had already been making beats and rhyming and stuff.
How did you? All right, so because I was going to get to the whole big story, because I was just like, "What? Nigga did what with what?"
Yeah, everybody does that. They Google my real name, and then everybody calls me, "Yo, what, Biggie?" Like, that was.
So wait. So all right, so when I came in the studio, I probably was angry, puffing about shit, trying to do my shit, whatever. They tell me your story. I'm like, okay, how did you get to Puff and Big in that whole environment?
Actually, through a friend of mine, so Doug Wilson.
Okay.
We had our group, Solid Ground.
Okay.
But there was like 7 of us in the group. Me and him were the ones that pretty much produced everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he had gotten a job at Hit Factory. And he was working with Uptown Records and Puff and
this is before 95. You said
this is before 95.
Okay. Oh, so he's in the mix of it.
So here's what makes it interesting. He literally became an assistant because these dudes would have guns in the room, and all these other engineers and assistants was afraid to work with him. And Doug was just like, I'm comfortable with this shit. With Puff, Jodeci, a bunch of people.
Oh, so they just had shit in there.
All the urban acts. You know what I'm saying? Like cats would literally, one night they were in there, had guns. Like,
that's Jodeci, Mary J. Who else? Who else is Uptown at that time?
That's a good question. Well, Heavy D, but Heavy D wouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I'm just saying the general aspect of the people that could have or would have been there.
But yeah, he ended up becoming a engineer because of that.
Monifa was a part. Yeah, because I remember that AZ remix. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember. All white AZ remix, man.
It's an amazing time. Yeah. But yeah, like he got that job there. So when Puff got his studio, he was one of the people he asked to be an engineer there. So I got the call from him, like, yo, you need to come here and apply for this job. And
how do you apply?
I'm an assistant. You go to the studio and they interview you.
Oh, shit. So what was the interview? This is some new shit.
Oh, the interview was Felicia Newsom. She was running the studio. Okay. Shout out to her. Lovely person, yo. And she sat down with me and we had a discussion. And then she's asked me if I believe in God. And I was like, yeah. You know? And she was like, you got the job.
Was it the believe in God part that got you? Because I might have lost that whole
thing about this, right? That means a lot, especially to a person. It means you have a certain set of standards,
morals.
Exactly, yeah. Or you're at least aware of it.
I'm a Catholic boy, so I'm
exactly.
I see the duality.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, I was like, what if I said no? Like, geez.
What if you just was like, it's a story. Whatever. Like, what if you just gave that? Like,
I'm sure somebody did and didn't get the job.
When you ask you a question, you always say yes to it, right?
No, I wouldn't do that because that could be a trap. But in that case, yeah, I'm letting people know I believe in God. That's for sure.
Okay, so then this is when they have Bad Boy Entertainment. This is when this is started.
Yeah.
So some of that, from my understanding, was all of Biggie's Ready to Die album recorded at Uptown already, or some of it? So I do remember they said there was some music.
So I came in after that record was out. You know what I'm saying? So
after,
yeah. So when I met Big, he was working on the second album. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't part of the first one, but I definitely met him in there, and amazing. Never only saw him write once.
Well, Big?
Yep. Once.
Well, that you hear that. There's certain people that said he didn't write it all, and certain people said he wrote or he had a notebook at one point. So
yeah, I mean,
listen. For everybody, it's not hard. If you are an MC and you take your shit seriously, I'm just writing without putting it on paper. But I have to continuously
see, I got over memory, so that'll work for me.
No, I do that. I've done the last half of my music, I guess career or stuff I've recorded from like everything from like 2014. Most of that shit is no paper.
All right.
I only write it down if I feel like I might forget it, or I'm not going to go to the studio anytime soon. So I just have it there. So when I go to the studio, I look over it. I'm good.
That's a skill, man.
No, it's not. It's a skill, but it's not hard. You know why? All right, this is why I tell you. This is why doing it like that is better. That I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I used to write, I used to focus on the word and just say it. It was no feeling, no attitude, no emotion.
Right.
I'm trying to just get it out.
Right. You're reading.
When I already have it in the stash, now I could concentrate on how I'm going to deliver it.
Yes, understand.
How I'm going to approach the situation, and I give it more feeling, more in depth, more like because I'm too busy because I'm thinking I'm gonna fuck up. Like that's how I'm thinking. Like I don't want to fuck up, so I'm thinking now I could just really bring it to life. If you listen to certain songs that I've recorded from a certain part of time to after, you could tell the difference. You could tell the difference.
I've done it. Trust
the
me.
Confidence, the emotion.
Yes.
So with him, like with Big, he was just and he was high all the time. that helps. Sometimes
a lot,
depending on what it is.
Smoke a lot.
But,
so his thing though, and I noticed this one time, he used to sit in the studio on the phone, have conversations. Yeah, where people come in the room and he'll talk about it. It took me a second to realize all these conversations he having and with people and on the phone.
It goes into the songs.
It goes into the song.
You'd
be like, wow, like you was just talking about that shit. Like,
but that's good artistry.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not gonna harm or hurt no shit.
But that's a skill, man.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like when he said, "Little C's cripple me."
And he did.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, this nigga.
Yeah.
I on a weird way, he's shooting shots at his niggas.
I mean, it was just the truth, though. That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? The honesty is embedded in that. So
you come in 95.
Yes, 95.
Okay. I always thought you had some work on the first Ready to Die. So it wasn't that.
No.
It was some of the second?
Yeah, a lot of it.
It was a lot of the second.
So honestly, there's
this
maybe
nigga is walking around
there's
town
maybe
regular like it's nothing.
It's nothing.
And you help fucking put together, engineer one of the fucking greatest albums. Not just one, but two as a double album. To the point where, who was I just talking to? I was just talking to somebody and was like, yo, the second Biggie album, you could still play that today. It sounds like fresh. It sounds like it just came out.
It's fire.
The quality of it.
Yeah.
I think that album is probably the only quality album that could work with one of the early Dre, like the how crisp and how whatchamacallit it sound. Yeah. I think that's probably the only album.
Well, that's the level he was at. So you're only going to get the best engineers.
Well, I did hear some of the certain records like prior to the finish, and a lot of that sounded raw.
Yeah,
a lot of it was raw. The one that RZA did and shit like that.
Yeah, I was in there when he did that one.
Oh, okay.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
I didn't know. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
But when you hear the original, I can hear the woo. I hear more of the woo-ish to it.
He was doing a lot though when he first made it. Then they toned it down and got more focused once he put the vocals on it. Yeah. So that's what I mean. There's a process behind the production. Like what you originally do might not be the end product. You know, then you're gonna be like, yo, I need you to come here, play some keys over. I need you to come here, redo these drums. You know, stuff like that.
They said Big did hear the album, the finished album before everything happened. So that was
like another classic one is Story to Tell. Right, Buck Wild had to come in and redo the beat because
it was a different beat.
Sample.
What sample
they
was
couldn't clear? I don't even know, man. All I know is I was there when he redid it, and I was like, "This motherfucker's amazing! Like that shit is hot." You know what I'm saying?
Story to Tell, another classic.
He came in, redid the drums, played on top of it, and there you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of that, you know, but that also helps me with what I'm doing. Like there's so many different approaches to take, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now you're getting to see 25 different top producers do their art.
Yeah.
And you're just picking up little pieces here and there. So
That is crazy.
It's
Like
a beautiful place.
So
man.
wait, you're there from 95 to 99, 2000, somewhere around there, right?
To 2000.
To 2000. So that's 5 years. You come in the crux of Biggie, like that 95 is like that year where he's just on everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's featured on everything. Yep. He's working on, I guess, the hardcore album. Mm-hmm. The Junior Mafia album and all the features. Mm-hmm. So you're in the mix of all this.
Yeah, Little Kim worked with her a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's regular shit.
Let me tell you, man.
Royalty in this basement. And niggas don't even understand. Like,
so
what
these
the fuck are you talking about?
These are all regular people. They're like my friends.
I know they are. To you, nigga. And to me, like, I mean, I've met famous people and nothing, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, especially because I'm the type of, like you said about sports, right? Like, I like baseball also was always didn't entertain me unless I played it. Like, I'd rather play the sport than watch the sport.
Right.
I'd rather perform than watch a performer. Mm-hmm. That's where I was. So I like when I tell like Zoo and Pro, I'm like, bro, I was there. I was just a fly on the wall.
Just chilling. You was being Rashid.
I introduced myself to you like 8 different times, nigga.
Because you were being Rashid.
I met Vice. I met all y'all niggas. Like, I was there. Verbals brought me into that. Verbals. Yeah. I went after I graduated high school. I went to Bergen and I met Verbals. I met Shaq. I met Supreme. I met all of them, and they were the niggas rapping.
Yeah, he's so just verbs now too. By the way.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, I'm
so you know.
Yeah. Don't hurt me. I still gotta get you down here, man. Well, I remember, you know, Verbals Kid, all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know that name has been whatever. But like they were the dudes spitting, so I would like duck class and just be in the corner just rhyming with these niggas.
Wow!
So that's how I got cool with them, and then they brought me to they little habitat and boom, boom. That was one of the first times I ever got high too, because them niggas is always smoking. You know what I mean? And they would tell me. I mean, do you know a dude named Sleepy? Okay, that might have been with them. I have to ask them. But they brought me into that fact. They was telling me about EOW prior to me knowing and going there. So I'm going there like, oh shit, this is where everybody's at. Like, so this is the fucking shit.
Here's a small world, little gem for you, right? So you got Shaq and Preem. Yeah. You know, they putting their album out. They went on tour with us. We did a little time stint. Frame? We did a stint with we went to Detroit and then to Chicago. So I want to say this was 2005. I'm pretty sure it was 2005.
Possibly.
Right? We're driving up and I found this old cassette like with beats on it and put it in, playing it. Like I think I converted it to CD, but we're playing it in the car.
I need to if you know a converter, I got a whole bunch of CDs that need converting. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I do. So no, we're playing it and then these guys are in the back and they like, yo, I know this beat. It was like, yo, we wrote this song to it and start performing the song. And then I'm sitting there like, hold up, son. Like,
whose beat was it?
It's my beat. Yo, so I'm dead up. Like, wait a minute. Like, I wasn't even living in Teaneck at this time. How the hell did you get this freaking beat tape? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they recite, yo, this is definitely the beat we wrote this to. And I'm like, wow, dude. Like, and I still don't know how they got their hands on it. And I'm like, yo, who the hell?
Well, how did your beats was getting?
Yo, listen, this is what I'm saying.
All like, it takes is one person.
Yeah, really. But I'm like, who did that? Like, but it doesn't matter. But the whole point is, that's what I was talking about. Like, shit is not coincidence. You know
how everything comes how everything comes together and shit like that. Hell yeah, man. They definitely, shout out to them. They definitely put me on. That's how I originally met you guys. And then that's how I started going to First Ave or whatever. And then I don't know how I got into the whole Mental Supreme thing, but It was pretty much the same thing. It was just one was his set and one was y'all sets and shit like that. Did y'all ever work together or do anything together?
I mean, we collaborated before. Like in the beginning, we were supposed to be doing it with him. Like that's what somebody had wanted, but we were like, we're already doing Sunday. Like, why would we do a Tuesday?
Okay, yeah.
And then Mental Supreme made it his own thing, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was you got to think. There was no beef. There was a lot of freaking open mics at the time.
Yeah, it was. I mean? It was like, definitely.
There was a lot of places you could go and do that.
But that was a very known and popular place for everybody in the area. Like it was known, like, yo, mad people coming through there. It was different. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, that was a time, bro. That was definitely a time, man. It was different. I used to wake up. I would make a beat in the morning, write some shit. It was just like high school to me. Because in high school, it was like, I can't wait till niggas hear this shit tomorrow. Like, I got some fire. So it was the same kind of energy. I think that's why a lot of times, like when people ask me producing, why I don't do certain things, I'll be like, well, the production was because I was making shit on PlayStation. I drained that out. And then two things happened. One, I wasn't really inspired like I was before. And the second thing is, honestly, I was afraid that I wouldn't be as good on some other program. That's just me. Everybody was just telling me like, yo, if you do it on this, like they were telling me like, yo, if you do it on this, it's different. I was like, all right, cool. And then I was just like, I know that was my voice in my head telling me that, you know what I mean? So when that happened, I was just like, let me just focus on, you know what I mean, my performing and getting back to heavy, just rhyming, because I was always an underground MC, but putting out party rapper records. Yeah, that's what I was. I was doing that. I was like, this will work.
Yeah, see, I was, but from my era with the 90s, as far as the music goes, I mean, really 80s into the 90s, there was so much individuality in the business that I think that's what all of the people coming up are trying to be part of the industry. They were looking for their own niche.
Well, a lot of people just want to be famous for famous sake. Yeah, a lot of times they want to be famous for famous sake. I like the fact that I was able to build whatever I was able. Like I made my own lane, whether people fuck with it or not.
Same here.
And I was like, if you want to fuck with it, you can. You don't. You don't. But I just wanted the people that were up there to just be like, yo, I have something to say too. I have my Andre 3000. I got something to say.
I definitely do.
You know what I mean?
That's like a niche of mine. Like that's what people expect from me. So
what they expect from you?
They expect me to be on some knowledge, trying to drop jewels.
Did you give them that presentation?
Yeah, but at the same time, like I listen to all types of music, so you have all these influences.
Oh, so they think that you're only going to come with this type of record.
Nah, but that's what I mean. You got to make it digestible too. There has to be some intricacies in it, wordplay. That was always my thing.
And I said this before, the crew I was with before, I used to tell them, why do y'all like DMX? Right? And people look at me crazy when I say this, but you got to understand, I'm a kid that was raised off of Wu-Tang. So do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Like, they're very like intricate, and then you got the rat, the cat, the dog, the frog. Even though I see the picture, it's still very simple to me.
Okay, so
but I had to realize. Hold on, I had to realize it wasn't just the word; it was how he was presenting and how he was getting this shit off. That was more of the. It was more of the energy.
Yeah,
and I'm looking for more of the wordplay. But I got to go somewhere else for that wordplay.
All right, so. This is a story too. So
go ahead. We got more stories. Yeah,
24 hours.
How's that working over there?
24 hours to live. Right? They're doing the song.
I forgot where you at.
Everybody's in there. Like Black Rob was my dude, by the way.
R.I.P. Black Rob.
Yes, man. And we're doing this song.
Wait, hold that. You're doing this song.
We're doing that song. The Locks is in there. DMX is in there. Everybody's writing their joints. Everybody goes in, performs it, does it. It's like one of them epic nights. You know what I'm saying? Mace was in there too, doing his thing. So Puff comes in. We finished everybody's verses. Everybody dropped it. Puff comes in. He's like, yo, let me hear the song, like the end product. We start going through it. Whole time, bopping my head. Yeah, shit is hard. Shit is hard. And then DMX's part comes up. He's the last person on the record.
Gotcha.
As soon as DMX comes on, I'm like,
your whole energy goes down?
I'm just chilling, like, because I don't really like DMX like that, right? Just at the time. So
I understand.
So,
see, we come from a similar.
That's why I'm going there.
People look at me crazy when I say that. I'm like,
but I'm gonna bring it back to that too. So Puff is looking at me the whole time, like, okay, he's feeling that verse. Okay, he's feeling. When I stop on the DMX joint, he's like, oh, okay. They stopped the song. He goes, Rashid, what do you think about that last verse? The DMX one. And I'm like, oh, like, you see me not really into it, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, yo, I didn't really.
It's 24 hours to live, right?
I didn't really like
24 hours to live.
And Puff turns around. It's like, yo, I need you to rewrite that, and then breaks out the room. So
what, to the X?
Yes.
He tells X?
Yo.
Wait.
No.
Stop. I'm not gonna lose nothing. You're telling me Senor Diddy said to DMX, he has to rewrite his verse.
Yes.
Because you didn't feel it.
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, but he did it on purpose, strategic. He knows I don't like it, and he knows I'm not gonna lie about it. So he pointed me out, like, now I don't have to say it.
He knows what kind of whatchamacallit you come from. Okay.
So, and he's like, now I don't have to say it. You know what I'm saying? He just said it, and I just agreed with him. So it's not my fault.
But you didn't say it.
But yo,
he put it on you?
Yeah, he put it on me, and I said it.
See?
Now this is what's fucked up. Then he skates out the room. So once he leaves the room, everybody like, oh, come
did
on,
he rewrite
it? Yeah, he did. Yo,
that's the verse that's on it.
This is the beauty of DMX. DMX is like, yo, chill. Everybody, yo, it's all good. I'm gonna just rewrite it. And rewrote that shit. And that's the verse you hear now at the end of the joint.
So the other verse was a completely different verse.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you could have easily went to like, damn, this nigga, I could have got jumped in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You already said it's Guns N' Drugs.
He's like, nah, chill. Like, I'm going to just rewrite the shit. Like, it's cool. Right? But now, we're going to fast forward. This is like supposedly DMX was about to retire and all this. This is like one of the last concerts he was going to do in New York. This is Hammerstein Ballroom.
This is later on.
This is later on.
Gotcha.
Hammerstein Ballroom.
Gotcha.
And I'm with this guy. My friend's in here. Y'all don't see him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sinclair. So we get called.
He is the quietest outside of the camera motherfucker that. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna listen, and I got shit over here.
You know, there's studios in Hammerstein Ballroom, like all throughout it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We know the guy that runs
so I could see that.
So we know the guy that runs it. He called us up like, yo, come through here. Like, we're going to watch DMX is performing here. He might not perform again. And we're like, oh, bet. Like, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So, no lie, dude. We go in. He goes down this hallway and literally just opens up a door against the wall. Like, literally, he's like, boop, boop, does something, and shit pops up, open, and we like, what? And, we going through the walls, and then you start hearing the music, and when we come out, we at the VIP bar.
You walk
in the balcony, right? And, no lie, I'm a drinker, and we come out, but, DMX is performing, and literally, I'm so entranced by him doing his thing, because he's the only person with a microphone on the stage, and he's doing his ad-libs at the same time as he's doing his
He's
rhymes.
doing everything.
And I'm like, yo, am I tripping? Like, yo, where's the...
There's no background. There's no background.
Like, somebody's in the back.
There's no background vocal. There's no background vocal.
No, he's doing everything. He's doing a little ad-lib, the bar, still saying the rhyme. I'm like, how the fuck is... Yo, blown away. But... that's where my appreciation came. Like, I never was anti-DMX. Like, he had joints, you know what I'm saying?
No, he had
stuff that I like. I just was like, all this yelling at me, like, I just had a thing about it. You know what I'm saying?
It was the yelling.
Yeah, it was for me. But, like, dope artists, like, there's a niche for that. Like, he was different, and that's what was his thing. And he wrote for mad people, so he definitely deserved it, you know? But I always, going back to that story, I always felt like it's my fault that he never signed with Diddy. And he
was supposed to sign with. He was supposed to sign with Diddy.
That's what I mean. I know Diddy.
At that point,
I'm saying if you're popular and everything is popping, it don't matter who you are.
Well, Diddy did take the locks, and that didn't work out. So but
yeah,
nah, I don't
locks
think
are amazing,
if that would have happened, I don't think he would have last or it would have stayed like that. Because DMX was the type of person he wants to do it more.
No, I feel you, but I just know there was talk about that happening, and it definitely didn't. So
that is crazy. The DMX,
yes, beautiful, fucking fantastic dude.
Shit, how's Just James, man?
He's great.
I hit him up online maybe a few months back, just on some regular shit.
His music is phenomenal. So y'all need to. It's Figueroa now, right? So it was Just James.
Everybody can't. I'm called Poe now. Niggas still, whatever.
Just James Figueroa.
Okay. Oh, it's all together.
No, now it's just Figueroa. If you're gonna look him up, it's Figueroa. Yeah.
Okay.
That's his real name.
Okay.
Jesse James Figueroa. That's his real name.
Oh yeah, I never asked.
Government. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Shout out to Jess, my nigga. Yeah.
Bomba Clyde. Oh man, classics.
Did you meet? Was Spit around?
Mm-hmm.
The Asian dude, right?
Yeah.
I think when Sport came, Shout out to Spit. Yeah, see Spit. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out like who are all the people.
There's so many. There's like so. If you could just go into the era of EOW, starting in 2000, we do the open mic and we're doing it on a Sunday, which is like unheard of. You know what I mean? But we started out at a place called Baby Jupiter, and literally $5. It was on Stanton, and what's the other sidebar?
This is in Manhattan.
Yeah, this is like it's in the Lower East Side, so it's on the opposite side of Houston.
Oh, the opposite side.
Right.
Got you. So by what, the FDR? Not the FDR.
No, it's still.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking that way. Okay.
Nah, it's like not First Ave, more like Second Ave, off of Second Ave, but a little further down.
Baby Jupiter.
Yeah, Baby Jupiter was the name of it, right? So we go to Baby Jupiter. It's popping. People are coming on Sunday. It's $5 to get in. It was supposed to be me and Zoo at Solid Ground with Eye to Eye, which was Pro Vice and Ego Trip.
So it was two different groups?
Two different groups. So this is all, we used to go to a place called Shadow, right? It was on House.
That's the old club, right?
Yeah. Shadow. Yeah. We called it Shadow because Shadow was the name of the person that put the whole thing together.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what the name of the nightclub was.
Oh, okay.
I just always called it
Niggas
Shadow.
called it after the nigga that hooked him up.
Exactly.
Shadows.
Yeah.
That Shadow spot.
So we used to go there and we would literally be in competition with Eye to Eye every time we went. This was our open mic before we were doing open mics. And we would go there and we would always be there. They would always be there. We was cool with each other. But we had that competition going on. If they got on and killed it, we'd be like, yo, we gotta get on and
kill it.
We gotta kill it. We gotta do this, trying to map it. And it was the same with them. So we had that energy. There's a guy named Joey Ty. Joey Ty had been there, had seen us do it, and literally pulled each of us separately on some like, I want to do an open mic with you guys, like real MCs freaking hosting and doing that shit. And we did. But Joey Ty got diagnosed with cancer like a week before we were supposed to do it. And that's how Scram Jones became the DJ for it. Oh, okay. So we did the first night. And I was literally like, yo, there's 5 of us on this stage, bro. Like, that's too much as far as hosting goes. So I pulled a Rashid. I'm going to play the background.
I'm going to play the cut.
Yeah. So I ended up doing the door for a little while. But then the engineer was like a no-show one night. And so I ended up being the engineer.
And then beauty of that. The Sensei becomes.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, that was beautiful. So now I'm running the sound. And I'm in the booth with Scram Jones, amazing DJ. And I'm watching Scram Jones do his shit like, yo, you talking about DJing. This is turntables with vinyl. Your man always has the newest shit out. I don't know how the fuck he's getting it, but he got 5 records under each turntable. And when he gets down to like 2 or 3, he's going through the crate like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, putting it under. So he's always like 10 records ahead of us. You know what I'm saying?
That's so crazy.
Amazing thing. But keeping the night going, it's dope. And then eventually, Ego Trip took a seat back, and then it was Zoo Vice Pro. most amazing three-man
the
combination.
three-headed, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where everything.
That's where that whole energy of the EOW and of the week.
And they were, and you know, they were. So we call it when you freestyle, you're supposed to set up the next person when you get towards the end of yours.
Yeah.
They were kings of setting each other up.
Gotcha.
And on top of that, we call it a dismount. You know what I'm saying? So you get to this point and blah, blah, blah. You do the fly little, whatever it is you're going to do, the fly line or the, let's pause for the picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They do that a lot. You know what I mean? And that's the dismount. So the next person comes up, but everybody knows, like, dismount. You just did your shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So fucking perfect.
And also, I didn't know this. I didn't put it down there, but Valentine?
Oh, Justina?
Yeah.
So
I never knew that. I'm like, what the
So she actually won an MC challenge too. Her name was just Jus.
Okay.
And it was back when she was doing all of that.
Got you.
Amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like killing it.
What time frame is that?
That's a good question. So
it's in the 2000s, but it's probably like late 2000s.
It's got to be. I would say
4 or 5. She was there, so this is around the same bracket.
Yeah, this is when I had the dojo, definitely. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? So I want to say it was 2005, but she was down. That's when Maniac Squad was coming through, and there was a bunch of.
Also, since we're in that, my cousin, my cousin is DJ Dan C, right?
Mm-mm.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
You do know?
No, I know that.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
All right.
That's where all this weird shit comes from.
That's
he was the first. He was DJing everywhere and shit. Like, so all my like weirdo creative shit, I always go to him. Is like he used to have he had all the comic books, all the vinyl, all the toys and shit. Like,
I feel that.
Yeah, that's why the brewery, because he was trying to get me in there to do a set where we was going to be playing samples and John trying to figure out who could figure out. I was supposed to host that.
I did that.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, competition.
Yeah. They stopped doing it, I think, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But
I was supposed to host all that shit. But he put me in there.
Tag me.
Yeah,
I did that competition. I won too.
Yeah, but also was what's this nigga name? Not Emrek. Who's the dude that's on the Math Hoffa podcast? Mecca.
Yeah.
Well, he was down there.
Yes.
Because Mecca is cool with what's the group? What's the crew they had? They had a crew.
The Plague.
Not Plague. It was a different
QN5. There's so many, dude.
QN5. It was all right. So I'm everything a little.
I'm saying there's so many divisions.
Snapshot. I don't know if you know Snapshot. Karen, she used to be the photographer, right? All right. No, so she was. That's like my little sister. She was with us all the time, but she used to tell me she would go to shows for Mac and them to do to like do the photos and shit. But he had a dude. I forget the dude's name, but it was his crew. I think I forget who it is.
PH.
What's PH stand for? No, I'm not Pumpkinhead.
Okay.
No, I knew Pumpkinhead. I saw him a beat at one time. R.I.P. to Pumpkinhead, huh? Nah.
You're not thinking about Stronghold, are you?
No, that's Breeze in them, nigga. I know.
All right, I'm just making sure. But I'm telling you, it had to be the Plague.
Was it called the Plague? Yeah. Who was in the Plague?
The Plague was it was Hydra, so that's Blitzkrieg,
I know the name
GMS, Wild Child. Then you had PH, Pumpkinhead, Mecca. No, it's not.
It wasn't that crew. It was a different crew. I'll after this is done, fuck it.
Okay,
I'll tell you. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But it's so many names. But I knew Pumpkin. R.I.P. to Pumpkinhead. You know what I mean? How long ago was that? Pumpkinhead passed.
Yeah, that was decade. Yes, almost
late 2010s.
So, yeah, I think that was 2015.
So it's about 10 years.
Yeah.
It's about 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I got stories with him too.
I can believe it.
It's freaking amazing, man.
I can believe it.
And I'm on a record with him. Like, that's like one of my favorite verses ever.
Word.
Yeah, dude, like, you know, people come up and they'll ask you to do stuff. And sometimes you just like, I can't believe you asked me to do this, but I'm like so excited to do it. But like, I listened to this record like a year ago because I forgot about it. And I was like, oh my God, like this dude really hooked me up. Like I was on his album and this verse is hot. Like
it's fire. It's a fire shit.
Yo, definitely, man. But they all family. So one of the things I will say too, man, right? So I've been in the industry, you know, I met a lot of people. Everybody on Bad Boy, I know them. Like, you know, if I see them today, they'll be like, yo, what's up? I was definitely mad cool with Mace, mad cool with Lil Kim.
You said Black Rob.
Black Rob was my dude. First of all, Black Rob got out of jail and was at the studio constantly. And at some point, I'm like, yo, like, instead of you just chilling in the lounge, like, this room is available. Like, you got beats and stuff? And he's like, yeah, like, they gave me some. So we started doing songs. So we in here I'm letting him do his thing, and I'm learning how to use all the equipment and stuff. You know, so we get to this point where he gets the whoa beat. So Puff comes in one night, and he's like, yo, here's this beat. Let me see what you do with it. And he did the whoa song. They went to the radio and played it. And after they played it, I came back like, all that shit you recorded with him, like, I need to hear that shit now. Like, I had to dump every single song. We had reels. This 200.
Wait. Because you did the Whoa record. Whoa wasn't Whoa at that point. It was just the beat, right?
Right.
And how simple is that beat? That's a simple beat, right?
Yeah, that was D-Dot, I believe, made that.
D-Dot made it, but like it's not a violin. What is it? The violin in that? Some kind of stringy sound.
I would say cello, but yeah.
Cello?
Probably.
Okay, I knew it was some kind of stringy sound in that shit. Yeah, you know what's funny about that song is because it was always hot. I didn't know how big it was going to get.
Yeah, I feel you. I love the song.
People brought it.
Yeah.
If you want me to be honest, because I was like, it was always a hit with us.
Yeah.
But I think when he did the video, it started taking on a new life of its own as far as
personality. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. Like, so you drop a song and it becomes a hit, and then it becomes a scramble to make the album because that was
like one of the last ones,
right? No, like he had done a bunch of records, but he didn't have an album ready to go. But then they put Harv Pierre on it, Joe Hooker.
Yeah.
So,
I dare you.
Yeah, exactly. So they started.
Come against me.
They threw some beats. No. Exactly. That was
I was like, yo, who? He was like exec, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
record.
yo, who?
And he was definitely exec. He was there. So like they put that together, and then some of the songs we did became records on his shit. But the real shit that started it was the "I Love You, Baby" on Puff's, the P Diddy and the Family.
Baby. I used to listen to 97. I was in
that
summertime.
New York was like, this is the best song on that record.
Who said that?
New York. Like they was requesting that song on the radio like crazy.
I Love You joint?
Yeah.
What record is that called on it? I love you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the story. That's the one where Black Rob get on and do the story.
But Black Rob wrote that whole thing. Then Puff came in like, yo, I'm gonna take this verse and we gonna make it.
It was his record.
Yeah, it was dope. But that's because of that popularity. That's what got him the Whoa record. And then they came like, do something with this. Then once that hit, they was like, okay.
I remember Espacio. I remember Espacio with the motorcycle. And Lil Kim was on that shit.
Yeah.
But it's funny that the reason why, we don't have to talk about all this other shit, but Puff has a record on that album where he literally says, I put $1 million on you. Wow. And this is after the whole situation. So I was like, whoa, there's a lot of shit going on with that.
Yeah, he's wild. He's wild. You know, didn't start out that way, but
it ended up
what money does.
Money and popularity and
I'm saying he
access.
was always eccentric. He always wanted to do the parties and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you make a couple of wrong moves, man. Like,
you make a couple wrong moves, and people let you slide with it too.
Yeah.
People let you slide with it, or you think you just too bigger. You bigger for your britches and shit.
Yeah. So that community college incident. That's one that everybody.
Let me tell you this, motherfucker. I ain't even think we were going to talk about this. My mom upstairs worked for City College.
What?
So bust this, right? Bust this. This is what? 90, 91, 92? It's before I moved out here. I'm in the city. I'm in the towers.
Yeah.
So I used to come. I didn't know shit. And my sister went to that party. I didn't know shit. But I used to walk to City College. And I was like, yo, because after school, I went to St. Charles. Right down the hill. I walk up the hill. And they would have flowers right by the door. Like all these flowers and shit. I was like, what was that for? Later on, I found out it was about that shit. And I didn't know. My mom could tell you stories about that shit.
Yo, people were upset about it. My cousin was online for it. And literally...
What you mean online for it?
He was like...
he was on the line.
Yeah. And he said he was like 3 people from the door that people got smashed up against. But one of his friends came up like, yo, like, let's get off this line. They're like, shit about to pop off.
Yeah, because what I heard is somebody closed, I ain't gonna specific, somebody closed the door and it was like the way they was, and those, now that I think about it, those doors there are crazy. Like they're not both ways. You know what I mean? So it was a stampede and all that shit. And
that's one of those cases. You got all this money, yo.
So wait a minute. Did you know Gene Deal? We trying to get them on here. We're trying to get them on.
Oh, all right.
And Bumpy knows them, and I met them and shit.
Okay.
That's crazy. Because you're in that whole bracket.
Yeah, listen, Gene that's my dude. Like, Gene, literally, an incident happened with me in the studio, and he quit after that shit. Like, I'm so sorry.
It was too crazy?
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens, man. It's not his fault at all, but it's one of those things.
It's like around 99 or something?
This is, 99, actually. You're right.
I'll pay attention to the time phrase.
It was 99.
Because I knew he worked with him earlier. He left. He worked with him again. And I think he left after that. And that was all that shit.
Yeah, man. So, like, we have front-ends in there, dude. And I definitely...
And you're around... You're in when the whole shooting happened, too. Like, not to put you in that, but you're around that time. This is crazy. I never knew that. I honestly thought... I swear to God, I thought I was like... You were working with them earlier than when you were working with.
Like, yo, they put me with Shine once he got put on. Like, I was his engineer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The one thing I'll tell you, so I didn't really like Shine's music. I thought he could rhyme. He's definitely...
Did he sound like Biggie, or did he put that voice on?
I never thought he sounded like Biggie.
I mean, maybe 1 or 2 records you could hear some inflection.
Yeah, but I don't, I think that's more them trying to make him be like that. I don't think he was ever...
He probably did a verse and it sounded like that, and then they tried to get him to do that more.
Like, do that, try to switch.
Now he sounds completely different. He sounds completely different.
But Shine, I used to come to the studio. We got a session at 9 in the morning. So I show up at 8 so I could do stuff. I walk in the door, this motherfucker sitting in the, let me know when you're ready to go. Reading a book.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Yeah. Like, I like that. That's like very professional.
Yeah, you know right to it.
So, bad rap though.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of bad shit around that.
Yeah.
Around that.
There is, man. You gotta be careful about the things you say, first of all, on record, as well as your actions. Like, there's definitely repercussion. Like, so just in my circle, a few people have brought up the City College thing, and they like, that's why I think all this is happening to him.
Well,
there's more to it.
It's all a build-up.
Exactly.
It's all a build-up.
That shit starts the whole thing.
And a lot of times you forget what complexion you are, too. Because even if you do get in trouble with a lighter complexion, it might not be as...
Yeah, that's true. And the money. When you got money, you just make everything go away.
Let me tell you something about money, right? Motherfuckers that really, really got money don't give a fuck about the money we got. They don't care.
Yeah.
This whole area, this whole county is Jewish.
Right.
If I had all the money Puff had and I wanted to do something, they'd be like, no.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck how much money you
exactly.
got.
That's true.
You know what I mean? If I want to do a video shoot somewhere, certain places,
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Because you might bring some other shit that we don't want, and we don't want to tarnish our reputation and keep this other money coming in.
Yeah, they
So
got the big money.
not.
I agree.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. Oh man, I was gonna ask you if there was any more Biggie stories, but hey, who knows?
I got one.
Tell me.
This one, there's quite a few, but this one like fucking hits home. So I'll tell you two. One is just hilarious, but this one is we were going to the Palladium. I forgot what song it was. There was some song that we made, and they was real hyped on it. I want to say the Benjamins, right? So they made the Benjamins, and everybody's in the studio, and they're playing it. Oh my God, this shit is amazing! Like all of this. And Big is in the room too. Lox is there. Everybody's there from Bad Boy, pretty much. And we played the shit like 4 times. The shit is just the most amazing song ever, right? But there's no weed in the motherfucking place, right? like what? How's this possible? Branson comes through. Branson got the jars.
I didn't know Branson moved around. I just heard niggas go to that nigga.
No, he moved around for Big. He's coming. He's coming for Big, yo. Like, so literally, he brings the jar.
I heard about the jar.
Right? And Big gets it. And now everybody's going, yo, can I get some? Yo, can I get some? Boom. And he's giving it out, divvying it out. So me and the guys that are assistants, we get together and we're like, yo, let's get some money together and go in there and ask Big for some weed.
Yeah. And
I was like, word, let's do it. So now I'm thinking my man Coco is going to be the one to do it because he know him like that.
He talked to him.
Like, nah, he's been known him before.
Been known him.
He even got big. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, word, you gonna go in? He's like, yo, I do it all the time, man. It's your turn. And I'm like, nah, like me? I'm like, why I gotta be me? Nigga, you work with him all the time. Like, go ahead. Like, I'm mad nervous, though. So I'm like, okay, I come out and go, Big, like, we got like $25 together. Can I get a little bit of butt? And he goes, what the fuck you just say? It's like, you just come in here and ask me and offer money for weed? Like, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like, he's about to give it. He's like, nigga, we family. Put your hand in the jar and grab some. And I was like,
I had a feeling he was going to do $1 away. Yeah.
Then I'm like,
plus, what's $25 a Big? Yeah.
Yo, how about this?
$25 to Big at this point in time?
You wanna talk about?
He probably looked at that when he was on the street. Like,
listen,
what the fuck is that?
You want to talk about? So you think I'm happy to get the weed? You think I'm happy to get this Branson lead? I'm happy, like, this nigga just called me family, yo. Like, I'm coming outside, they was like, yeah, stupid. Like, yeah, good, man. So now, we go to a crazier story. So we in the studio with this one night. This is after Puff had that glass incident and fucked his hand up. I don't know if you ever heard about that.
Was it the wrist?
So he had a champagne glass and went into his hand, cut him up like real bad. So his hand was fucked up, and we're in the studio this one night and there's like these 2 white girls hanging outside in the hallway with a white dude. And we in the front looking at this shit on the video. So I come out like, yo, like, what are y'all doing?
Is this Daddy's house?
Yes, it's Daddy's house.
Okay.
And the girls are like, yeah, we supposed to come here to meet Big and blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? Get the fuck out of here. Like, but I asked. He's like, yo, bring the girls in. Like,
what about the guy? What about the fucking guy? The guy's like,
so boom. I bring the girls in. Dude is standing outside the door. And I'm like, yo.
Is he a pimp?
No. He drove them there.
Oh, damn, the driver.
So I'm like, I come outside, I'm like, listen, man, like, you can't stay out here. Like, and he's like, yo, but I drove them, I gotta drive them back. And I'm like, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring you in this room, right? I'm gonna sit you down in this chair, and you're not gonna say nothing to nobody. You're just gonna stay in the corner and enjoy the fact that you're fucking in a session with Biggie and Junior Mafia and all these cats. Like, boom. He was like, all right. And sure enough, I brought him in. Nobody talked to him. He didn't talk to anybody.
He sat down.
But now Puff comes in. He's like, yo, I need you to go to 8th Ave to this pharmacy and get
him or you?
me
Okay.
to get my prescription for this hand shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So he gave me the car ride though. So the limo drives me to go get all this shit. Drives me and all this. When I come back, it was 3 sessions going on. I don't see nobody in any of the rooms. Right? So I go into the next room, the room where Big was in. It's the Neve room. So the booth is stupid big, but all the lights is out. And all I see is glass, so you can see, but all the lights is out, so I can't see shit inside of there. And then all I see is a white dude still sitting exactly where I told him. Right? so I'm like, yo, like, what's going on?
I know what's going on.
Right? And no. And dude is like,
oh, this is your shades. My bad. I thought that was
so dude is like, I don't know. Like, and I was like, all right. So I go into the back where the lounge is, and Big and D-Dot is sitting on the couch. I walk in, I was like, yo, what's going on? It was like, yo, the 2 girls is in there. You want to go in there? I was like, well, where the fuck is everybody else? It was like in the room with the 2 girls. I was like, hell no. And all these niggas started busting out laughing. Like we wouldn't do it either. Like,
so they was in another room?
Yo, they were in the recording booth, like where everybody does the vocals.
Yeah. But
like,
not with a white guy.
With a squad of fucking just niggas from the studio. Who knows who the fuck was in the room? But like they in there with the 2 girls doing who knows what.
This would not be allowed in today's age.
You
could not know this.
I feel you. But now this is what's crazy. They finally come out. The 2 girls come back in, and they like, yo, take our number down. Like whatever you into, we into. And
oh, they open.
And you know, Big's like, yeah, leave your number. Like,
yeah, whatever. Big gave it to everyone else.
Put that shit in the garbage, yo. But the funny shit is the look on the white kid's face. I'm like, I hope you wasn't dating one of these chicks. Like
he might have. He probably liked one of them.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He drove them.
Yeah. You ain't doing that just for whatever.
Yeah.
You ain't doing that for your sister, nothing like that. So you ain't doing that.
Yeah, but I was like, I did the math. Like, first of all, I wouldn't do it anyway. But I was like, I had niggas in there with 2 girls. Like,
that's crazy. Good. All right, so enough of that.
Yes.
Big Zoo.
Yes.
Prolific.
Yep. Vice. So let's start with Big Zoo.
Go ahead.
So Big Zoo.
Are you related to?
No.
Okay.
Big Zoo. I went to TNAC. When I moved to TNAC, I met him when I was 15 years old.
So you've been out here?
One of my classes.
You've been out here?
Yeah, I moved when I was 13, going on 14.
I moved out here at 13 too.
Right.
But you always lived out here, or lived?
No, I was in the Bronx, and then I moved to TNAC.
And then after that, you moved somewhere else in Jersey?
Then, yeah, TNAC I stayed in Jersey pretty much. The only time I lived in Brooklyn is when we had the dojo.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of that,
yeah, because that transfer is crazy.
I don't like.
Yeah, you gotta have a spot there.
I don't like living in New York. So
it's too much. Too much noise.
Too much for a person that, you know, like myself, especially at the time, like I could go to any party, I could get in, you know what I'm saying? Like it's too much going on. Like I need that separation.
And you're not far enough.
And I want to be able to go home and it be quiet.
Quiet, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
so Big Zoo you pretty much met when you moved out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how, and our relationship was really stemmed on music. Like literally he had a study hall though. He used to listen to one radio station. I listened to the other. And then when we had study hall.
So what, you're in high school?
This is what I caught. Yeah, this is high school.
Did you graduate?
Yeah, of course.
What year?
I graduated 89 and then went to Rutgers. And he went to Rutgers too.
Okay.
Yeah.
A whole decade before me. I graduated in 98.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is even before I moved up to Jersey. My family was out here though. I had aunts and cousins and shit out here.
Right.
I moved out here in 93 when I became 13.
Nice.
I moved out here in 93.
Yeah, it's a good move, man.
Yeah. And pretty much everybody that does anything in New York, they move or have a house out here.
Well,
they have family out here.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for that shit.
I want to get away from all this craziness.
So Big Zoo.
Big Zoo, come best friends, still best friends.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter is my goddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we've been doing music the whole time. You know what I mean? Just for fun, but we best friends, though. We hang out, do shit, family stuff. His family's my family's his
family.
It's like that. You know what I'm saying? So we brothers for real. We working on an album too now called Blood Brothers.
Okay. That's why I said the Blood Brothers shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where that comes into play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pro comes later on?
Yeah, Pro. So that's all from the Baby Jupiter.
So
now we knew them, but we
because
didn't
you had what was it? Solid Ground. Solid Ground, and you and Zoo was in the group.
Yeah,
and it's just y'all two or someone else.
So Solid Ground started off with 5 people, went up to 7, and then eventually
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, and then it was me and Zoo. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That's what happened. That's how that elevation went.
Okay,
and then so Eye to Eye, Pro and Vice, and then we started hosting open mic,
and that's how everything
just
melded
started.
Into that.
Yeah, I mean, so the open mic started in 2000. We still do events and still have EOW.
Yeah.
But it's like
it's not in the same venue, right?
No.
Y'all been,
and we don't do it every week. So when we first started, we became the longest running weekly open mic in New York because we did. I want to say
about 10 years.
More than 10. So we did
15?
At least 12 years of straight. Every week.
Every week.
Yes. I'm talking snowstorm. The lights went out.
Was there ever a time where y'all couldn't do it?
It
had to be one of those snowstorms no one can make it if it was on a Sunday.
So now that's what makes it funny, right? Literally, the towers fell. We did the open mic. You understand?
Yeah, but that's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you mean the following Sunday?
Yeah. Sunday before the Sunday.
Well, I guess that whole week. That whole week was different.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Like honestly, power was still off, maybe 5-6 blocks from where we were doing the open mic. Yeah. But that's so. These are the things, right? A night like that, we didn't get a big turnout.
Yeah.
But it was so. It was like a therapy session for the people that people came in, they came to do songs, and then it just turned into everybody pouring their heart out about this.
That's what
some in rhyming form, some just had to.
Was the air even breathable out there at that time for a week?
I wasn't thinking about it.
Nobody.
Tell you the truth, you know, like that was like furthest from my mind. But we did. Whatever happened, we were there.
You was there.
Yeah. And I don't think there was, maybe, I want to say not until like 2013 did something happen where it wasn't open.
Wasn't open?
Yeah.
So just about 12 years.
Yeah. 12 years.
What was the reason for y'all not being in that spot or doing it every week?
The weekly just was a good idea and we enjoyed it. Quite honestly, especially for a person like me. That was like how I charged up for the week. You know what I mean?
It gave you more
that was it. I go there, it'd be the best night ever. You see everybody rhyming, you meet all these new people. And you gotta think, there's a long list of superstars that was coming through there. You know what I'm saying? And it was great. And the energy was great and it was always packed.
Yeah.
And every night was entertaining. You know, and then eventually I became the engineer. Doing the sound for everybody.
Make sure it's crisp.
Flashing lights.
Yeah, all that extra shit. Up in the booth thing or whatever the hell that shit was.
Longest running weekly open mic. And all that's due to Joey Ty. And bring it back, you know. And he rest in peace, but it was his idea. And we just followed through on it.
And made it what it was. Isn't what it is today.
Right.
What is your
Pro and Vice?
Go ahead. You got it.
So Pro and Vice, they're younger than me and Zoo. So
they're probably around my area.
Yeah. So
somewhere around there.
But that's what made it kind of work. So we're like the older.
You're like the elder OGs.
We'll take it easy with this. And they were like full of energy, ready
to go. They want to hear everything.
Let's go. Yeah, I gotta give it to him. Vice, like he can make anything happen. He has that type of energy. Like
he seemed like it. It seemed like
he definitely did. He could,
Was he more of out of the three? Was he more of a central act in it? Like did he present himself in that?
So Vice is the idea person.
I like him already because I'm an idea guy. Yeah. He's gonna come up with the creative.
Vice, he has. You would be like, oh, that one idea is that. He's like, nah, but I got a dozen, like, to go through with you right now. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh, chill, like it's over.
So he's definitely the thinker.
Yeah, he was very, and you could tell by his verses too. You know what I mean? He got a whole verse where all the words spell the same thing backwards. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Reminds me of Backwards.
Backwards. He hosts now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's when you just said that. Shout out to Backwards. It was P. Whatchamacallit at one time? I'm mixing up the names. It was like Backwards, and I think he used another part of it, like P something. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I always know him as Backwards. But yeah, there's, and rest in peace to Vice Versus, first of all, because he did pass away right before the pandemic. So it's like
right before 2020 or right at that
in 2020.
Oh, like the first couple months.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? So that's a tough loss. Yeah. But we do have the Versus Foundation now, and we've given out money to up and coming artists to help them out, and we do like events for it. Yeah, like we do a lot of stuff for kids.
I mean, you every time y'all go and present yourself, y'all always have him on your shoulders, regardless. Y'all always do.
Got to.
Yeah.
So let's get into Pro. Pro is super energy. But
shout out to Pro,
right?
I'm be honest. When I first was introduced to EOW, I honestly remembered Zoo and Versus more than Pro, but he was there. You know what I mean? But I think at that time, from what I see, he wasn't as outgoing, or maybe that's me.
No, it's because he was rude.
Oh, he was a rude nigga?
Yeah. He's the one that'll point it out. Yo, man, like, chill with all of that. But he doesn't hold his tongue. You feel me? That's cool. And he wouldn't do it on stage.
He wouldn't do it on stage. I got you.
So he rubbed people. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I said, if it's true, I ain't gonna get mad at you. You know what I'm saying? The truth hurts sometimes, but it's better than a lie. If it's a lie, then I could get into it.
We reconnected when I went to the Hackensack Brewery, and I'm seeing everybody, you know what I mean, for Priority and all the motherfuckers that I knew. So coming there, and I think he had a single release, right?
Yes.
I was there. That's when and we're gonna talk about that when we get them up here. That's when I did a impromptu podcast with them, and it was cool. Like I did it with Pro. We talked about what was there, and then we did one with Zoo. But this is how when we talked off camera, I was like, I could see how Zoo is. He's very like, he has to have it a certain. He feels comfortable in a certain manner, and I might not come off with that manner.
Listen, man, you got to be you.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters.
Yeah,
we've definitely been on that our whole lives. Like, I just want people to be themselves. If it doesn't work and we don't want to battle, that's fine. But be yourself. Don't be anybody else. You know what I mean? But Pro got mad music, so look him up. Prolific One. And then you got Gods of the Basement, which is Pro and Zoo.
That's what I got right here.
They just dropped.
Gods of the Basement.
Yep. G.O.D. It's amazing. And I actually recorded and mixed most of this record. I definitely mixed the whole record, but I recorded a lot of it too.
Okay.
And there's guest stars on it. Vast Air. There's Dayton. You remember Dayton from the EOW? He was part of FYL.
FYL? I don't think I remember Dayton. I would remember that name.
Yeah. Amazing cat, yo. So yeah, the album is out now. It's fire. I'm on it too.
You're on it too. How many records are you on, sir?
Oh, just one. Just one. But that's all I need.
That's all you
that
need.
Verse is fire though. So that's all I really needed.
So they got Gods of the Basement. What? Well, I can't. They're not here right now, but from what you know, what brought this on? What was this?
Exactly what it says. Gods of the Basement. Building in the basement. Now it becomes records. They just thinking about.
Have they? I mean, were there ever? Because I don't know, and I don't want to be ignorant to it. But was there ever just a EOW? It was EOW projects with y'all, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it had all of y'all on there. This is more of them as a duo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then bringing other featured guests. Okay.
Yes.
So Gods of the Basement, and they've been doing their promo run. I've been watching. I talked to the boys.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? And I believe there's a show or there's a performance
so this Saturday.
Okay.
October 5th at Umbra in Brooklyn. Yeah. It's nice. The venue is nice. But we're doing our MC challenge. So this is the last MC challenge of
this year.
Like we're gonna do a finals. So this is the one right before the finals.
Before the finals.
Whoever makes it is gonna go to the finals. We expanded. There's a chapter in North Carolina now. So there's 2 winners coming up from there to participate up here.
How many finalists do y'all normally get?
5.
Okay.
So there's going to be...
So 3 more from up here somewhere.
Right. So we're going, the 2 winners, definitely, and then we'll pick another person to be inside in it. Typically, it's the next highest score, but that criteria can change, but definitely doing that. And then November 9th is going to be the finals. But I'm performing this Saturday. Gods of the Basement is performing. There's a lot going on. It's good.
It's all good.
Yeah, the people participating are great. Classics the Writer, Kaya Kulu, and Prime Prolific. Yeah, he Jersey cat. I do.
Prime Prolific.
Yeah.
Certain names just catch me.
Yeah, man. That's a dope name. He spells it different too.
I mean, we kind of went through most of them into EOW, of course. And a lot of that.
Let me explain the MC Challenge, though, for those that don't know.
No, explain it.
So the MC Challenge was invented by Vice Versus and James Calhoun. Call him James Bong. That's the manager, super manager of the EOW. And they were playing chess one day and came up with this concept. Became the MC Challenge. It was supposed to be the alternative to the battle. So, battles now are very different. They're dope. But before, people would get together and it would really be about bashing each other.
Wait, what's the difference between battles now and battles? You're talking about you're talking about the battles where we gotta get all the information on you.
Yeah, exactly.
The investigational battle.
It's different.
We used to just write fire and spit fire when we was called upon.
Yes,
and that's it.
But this is what I'm saying. So the way battles used to go, you just show up, you don't know who you're going against.
And I think that's better. I honestly think that's better.
It's just, it could get crazy sometimes.
No, I know, but I think that
very offensive. But we just were we wanted to find an alternative to it. And the invention of the MC Challenge definitely was that.
It broke that down.
So it's 5 rounds. You begin with the written round. Now, it used to be DJ throws on a beat, you just spit like a 16, with one of your best verses.
Yeah.
And it helps when people know the record that you're spitting over.
Yeah.
But then we made it so that you could do your own song. You know what I'm saying? So if you got songs out, you could just spit one of your songs.
But it has to be
into the chorus.
So okay, so you spit like a verse up into the chorus.
Right.
All right.
You could get the chorus in, but yeah.
But one time we ain't doing the whole song.
Exactly.
We're not doing the whole record.
No. We're not doing.
We ain't having
maybe in the finals. You
can freak it in the finals,
in the preliminaries.
But what was I gonna say with that? Because I would think you would as the performer, you would have to know exactly what record would work.
Yeah, no, that's up to you to decide. That's the beauty of it. It's really up to you, but you're really just promoting yourself, right?
So, all right, so you do that.
Second round, a cappella. So now we get to hear you, you know, no beat.
Is there still a verse that you might have wrote?
Yeah. It should be something you wrote. Okay. I mean, I recommend it. Okay. There's people that have freestyle.
Yeah, I know. That's all. Some people probably like, fuck it.
Then the real freestyle one is the grab bag.
So, I remember that.
Yeah,
the grab items out pick up the grab. You gotta talk about that.
Talk about the items. That's a tough one. But I've seen some clean bodies.
Did just take a lot of that shit over to Wildin' Out?
Yeah, let me tell you.
Did you take over?
You think not, babe?
Because I'm thinking now, I was like, this sounds very well,
that's a skill, man. That's a fucking skill, and she honed it. So that's what's up. Then we got beat juggling is what we call it. Overseas, it's called MC versus the DJ. So the DJ is going to
put on different beats. And you got to freak all of them.
You got to freak all of them. The whole point is not to be like, yeah.
Yeah, that out. Yeah. You got to continue.
Keep flowing all the way through. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the last one, to bring it all around, is the cypher skills. And we put the MCs with each other and they spit trade fours.
Oh, okay.
And I think that just culminates the whole thing.
So it's four.
Yeah, before it used to be...
No tag teaming? No tag teaming.
Well, like that's what I mean. So it used to be Zoo, Vice, and Pro with one of them. Like two of them would spit with the one person and go back and forth. But then we took ourselves out of it. Like, y'all need to build with each other and feed off of each other and do that. So, and it's better because you just were in a competition at the end. You're working with each other to try and make each other's performance good. So it makes all the sense in the world. Best part of it to me is if you do the MC challenge, you literally will figure out what it is you need to work on.
That does work.
The benefit is totally for you. And that got us overseas. You know what I mean? So we've had multiple chapters. We still do. And that's helped me to travel the world. You know what I'm saying? I've been to Spain, France, to the UK.
You went everywhere.
Amsterdam, Germany. And this year should be Uganda. So whoever wins the Challenge of Champions is going to Uganda on our dime. You know
Uganda.
So
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to go to Africa.
That's what's up. Damn, you've had an interesting life for someone that's so low key. That's just a personality. Yeah.
It's like, so people hit me with that.
If I were you at that time, I probably would have acted a fool. At that time. If I were in your position, I probably would have. Me now, I'm just like, it doesn't, I brush it off.
I think that's all in how you're raised. I was very cognizant of things. And I'm very aware, observant,
and appreciative.
Yeah. So, I don't want to hurt nobody. Just want to have fun.
Enjoy yourself.
And I'm very conscious of my actions and how it affects other people. It took a while to get there. Don't get me wrong.
You all have to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
You all have to figure out what works.
That's where I'm at, and it's a good vibe for me. It works. My karma is up.
Poison Pen. Now, I'm trying to get Pen here too. Now, Poison Pen, to me, I'll tell him this. He's pretty much the embodiment of what Brooklyn is. I don't know how I came across him when I first met him, but I would always see him. And there's always love. Yo, what a pole. Like, it's always love. I remember one time I was out in the city. 2 times. It was some big thing happening. I don't know if it was the making the band shit, because I was on that line too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was on the making the band line when the first making the band line. Yeah. But I never got in there. I think Smarty went in there and performed, but I never got in there and performed. And I know that time I seen Craig Mack, but I think I might have seen him around that time frame. He's like, yo, what you doing? But Penn is just a personality, ball of energy, like straightforward.
Penn is Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's why we be calling him the mayor of Brooklyn. But
you just call him
Brooklyn. I'm saying, battle rap too. Like, he's like the face of it. You know what I'm saying? He did so much for it. And we got a lot of friends that put these things together. So this is like, he's the embodiment of hip hop.
It's Wave too.
Yeah, Swave.
Yeah.
The whole Homie. Team Homie is.
Oh, yeah. Team Homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we said before, Stronghold.
Yeah.
It was just certain teams that you couldn't fuck with. You know what I mean? That still put it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They still do now.
Yeah, they still put it down.
That's the beauty of it. This is ageless music, man. You keep doing it. As long as you spitting the right shit, it's going to work. These dudes got it.
Before we get into anything else, we're almost done here because I don't know if you want to talk about any of the current events. It's up to you.
Well, which one you want to talk about?
Yeah, we'll talk about the...
I think you want to go to the Diddy thing, huh?
Well, Diddy stays on my whatchamacallit.
Okay.
Look, it says Diddy Gate continues. I don't have...
I'm saying, man.
Whatever, man. Like, we all... Like, I've got enough bad boy stories out of you. And you told me pretty much...
Well, I just want to say this, right?
Yeah, you know.
So, like, I saw him come up. You know, even... We've all done this, right? You got your friends, you get put on to something, you try to bring your friends in.
Yeah.
You know, you want them to be on it. That's the same thing he was trying to do. But you had bad boy officers. If you went there was a lot of his friends with their feet up on the desk smoking weed. You know, this weed ain't legal at this time.
Yeah.
You literally walking into an office, it smells like weed.
Yeah.
Cats ain't putting in the effort that he was thinking they would put in. So I saw how he was hurt by that whole thing. Like, I'm trying to put you on. And literally, he'll show up with the new whip, freaking fur coat. Yo, where's mine? Like, yo, what's going on? Like, you rich.
Yeah.
But it's like, earn that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I saw him hurt. Now you got all these business people in your ear. You know what I mean? White and Jewish cats.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is what you do. This is how you get this money. And that's where you veer off
into the whole different situation.
Exactly. But that's what I be trying to explain. Like, he got corrupted. You join that group and it pulls you further away from your people.
It also depends on who you are as a person to get corrupted.
Yeah, I feel you. Like,
you know what I mean?
honestly, this is why I haven't been on a major label.
Yeah, but also I don't think you don't have a personality to want to be all. Like, there's certain people that are in positions similar to him that's not that.
Right.
So you can't just put it on you being in that position. You're going to do what you think is good for you at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, anybody could get in your ear and persuade you to do shit or think shit. But I think it's just he's one of those personalities that always wanted to be in the center. Yeah. And always, and to this day, to the shit he did up until the shit got crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just that. The one thing I say about the shit is, and I said this before, I don't know if anybody knows who that real person is. I don't even think he knows who he really is.
Well, that's the problem.
I don't think he knows. I think he's so stuck in that the character he built that he don't.
That's what I mean. So you know the difference between right and wrong, though. So
most people do,
right? But you get put into this higher society or whatever you want to call it, and then it's like I'm above all of that. Yeah. Like, you can never allow yourself to think that, or you should at least have the friends to
pull you back, like, yo, you wildin'. Yes. You're doing too much.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing too much.
And keep you stabilized.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't do that, then you're going to end up in a position like he's in right now.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, I just say, I don't understand how you get into these positions and then cats is telling you to do the crooked shit you know you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see how you don't see that as a setup. You know what I mean? We're letting you in, but this is what you got to do to get in. And that's the.
And I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is a black person's thing or just people in general. Because, you know, right? Everybody does it. But you got to know where that line is and how far you could push it.
Yeah.
And you got to, especially if you did foul shit. Like, there's difference between pushing shit and you ain't did foul shit, but they trying to get you for some shit.
Right.
Because you could not do nothing, they still try to get you for some shit.
They're going to make something.
But if you have shit that not only one person, but multiple people are coming and saying this shit, then bro, you the common denominator. You're, you know what I mean? You're your own issue.
Agreed.
You're your own issue.
Agreed. I just, I think the message is just to, you gotta be careful. Like, you think everything is good, and this money is gonna change everything, and you'll be free of all. But yo, you're not free of
all that.
I'm saying, like, when you're doing wrong, and you're gonna get punished, yo. At some point. You know what I'm saying? So, just gotta be careful. Try to keep it straight edge. That's what I try to do. I'm just trying to be righteous. Live righteous. Don't hurt nobody.
Easy. All right, we'll go through it real quick. Boosie, his daughter, we don't have to talk about Cardi. She said she having a problem with what's this guy's name?
Who, Offset?
Offset. She's saying that she's doing a lot of wild things to get back at him.
Here's what I'm saying. 3 kids, right?
You're in.
Like,
you shouldn't be doing.
I'm saying.
And he has more kids outside of that. Yeah. But it's like, bro,
you keep coming back, and you got kids.
But he keeps coming back because it's work. See, that's the thing about God. I don't understand. Women like, why are you? Because it worked. Because I've done this multiple times and I've gotten away with it, or I've gotten my cake and eaten it too. And I'm only going to stop when I can't do that anymore.
Right.
This is generally how it goes.
I mean, now it's like it shouldn't even be happening. Like, should have been. And they called it quits a few times. So, back at it.
I can't call it what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I met her before too, in the Bronx in the studio.
Or back before she was Cardi, or when she was
this was when she was on Love and Hip Hop, but she had
she was about to when she was doing the mixtapes.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of it was funny songs and shit like that.
Like, she was using some studio in the building that we had a studio in. And I bumped into her one day, like, oh shit. And she was cool. She seemed nice.
Yeah, she's a Bronx girl.
Yeah,
Bronx girl's all cool.
Yeah, pretty much something.
Yeah, unless you do some foul shit, then you might have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what I got? Young Dolph video. We don't have to talk about that. I do have to say R.I.P. to John Amos.
Yes.
He just passed away today.
What's that? All right. Yes.
Well, you want to talk about why is there a lot of R.I.Ps?
No. A lot of people no. I thought
you thought he passed away already?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Oh man.
But there were, you know how times famous people, they'd be like, so person died.
Yeah, that's what
he was looking good too. Like his face still looked young as hell.
I met him.
Oh, he met everybody I bring up.
No, watch this. Watch this. I met him because the Amistad, the ship.
Yes. They
had rebuilt the ship in Connecticut, and they were about to launch it on that slave ship journey. And it was stopping in port so people could get on to see what the ship was like.
What is up with that?
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right. Why are we rebuilding something that's supposed to be horrifying?
I agree with you.
And trying to replay the horrifying moments from which they stopped.
I don't know.
That's just like...
But he was a part of it, and I met him.
That's like the Southern, whatchamacallit, reenacting the war all the time.
Mm-hmm. And you
know why? I think there's something to that. I think
there is. I mean, think about it. If you went to a plantation and you saw how stuff, because you don't really know what it was like to maybe get on it and just feel that. And I'm not saying that
I can understand why certain people
have, but the recognition of it is a whole nother thing.
I can understand why people might get in that mind state, but in the same pocket. Why are we trying to relive? I don't understand why people want to do that. Rebuild the boat, ship it. So pretty much tourists could say, oh.
I don't know. There could be money behind it.
There's always money behind it. This is America, baby.
I know they were supposed to document it too, but I don't know if that ever happened.
They will.
That's why I was there. I was supposed to help them with the audio.
Documentaries get people locked up. That's what it's been doing lately. But R.I.P. to John Amos. So obviously you've seen him there when they were doing this.
Yeah.
This is what, some years back?
Yeah, this was, so we left 2015. So it had to be 2013 or 14.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a hell of a time.
Kim Porter's book. They said that a lot of that stuff is not real.
I haven't read it, so
I mean, regardless if it's real or not, it's not going to help the situation.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to make it even worse. Another Trump shooting, whatever. If he shot, Dr. Umar says the Diddy thing was a distraction. That's what he says. He says it's a distraction for a lot of other stuff because, you know, there's a lot of talks about World War III going on now. A lot of countries.
I mean, I don't see how that would be a super distraction, though. Like, I'll tell you.
I can understand where he's coming from, though, but I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because it's not super a distraction, but for black folk.
Yeah, it's more like, oh, this was inevitable. And now you just got other people coming out with stories. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll tell you something that's more impactful to me than all of that. Is this fucking New York mayor.
I have it here. Where is it? Indicted.
So, to me, I'm like, okay, so wait a minute. Mayor Adams is out right before we get to elections? That's got to mean something for New York. Now, I don't know who's replacing him, like how this is gonna go, but whatever happens,
when they supposed to say everything?
I have no idea, but I'm gonna tell you, I bet you it has some sort of effect on the election.
A lot of these things are gonna have effect on the election.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
I don't even watch them
now, and there's like it's enough time to get a substitute so that nobody's thinking about it when we get to the election.
Yeah, it's not going to be Koch, is it?
They're gonna bring
motherfuckers don't remember.
They're gonna bring Cuomo back. No, Bloomberg.
Bloomberg was there for a whole decade and a half. That nigga stayed there.
If Bloomberg winds up back in office,
they gave Dinkins one term. It was like, you're out, guy. Fuck out of this shit. We're not doing that, man.
Yeah, I ain't like Mayor Adams though, so I didn't feel like he was real.
Oh, those are the sponsors. I can say that later. Say Diddy, Shay with white woman. Oh yeah, I don't have to talk about that. None of that stuff is really important. Yeah, it's just talking for talking's sake. Before we get out of here, anything you want to ask me, say, bring up that you haven't talked about?
Yes, I've got an album coming out.
Yeah, go pick that up.
So it's called Roz Safari. Right? So I'm part Jamaican, part Chinese. So I'm tapping into the whole Jamaican thing. We'll put some singles out before the end of October and then go from there. The album's pretty much done, but put some finishing touches on it.
How many
got
joints?
Some live. There's actually 15 IDs, but 4 of them are just like beats that I made to as interludes. So really it's 11 songs, but pretty dope.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
Done.
I think they're gonna like it, especially the singles, man.
Okay.
Like we haven't heard. I always was on to the hip hop reggae shit. You know what I mean?
Always?
Yeah. You know when Sean came out with that first song?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, dude, that was my idea. Like, you know.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I mean,
you kind of said you kind of low key hated on
me to it.
Like, I don't think it's all that.
Yeah. Then you get this motherfucker on the record, right? Like, fuck. So yeah, I've always been on it since back then when I was working at Daddy's house. Like, we need to merge these two because it's like 2 of my favorite forms of music.
Well, yeah, you know that. Well, now they have all types of different forms. And the funny thing is that a lot of those forms are either Jamaican, either Caribbean, Jamaican, or African.
Right.
Right. And then they make a whole new.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like
they always jump into our stuff once people start feeling it. So.
It's funny. I was raised in the towers right across from where hip hop started. Then I moved out here to where one of the first hip hop commercial albums.
So you know I was on Centric Avenue.
What time frame is this?
So 74 until 84.
Oh, okay. I'm 4 years old at that. I'm 4. I don't know nothing.
Right. Well,
but you and my sisters.
I'm there when.
Wait. You're there from 74?
Yes.
To 84?
I was born in 71, dude.
Okay, I know you're a whole decade older than me, but I just put the math together, nigga. Yeah. Like, so all right, cool. So because when I came up, the last thing we talked about was hip hop being here. Because when I came up, Cedar Park was for fighting, for shooting, shit like that.
Yeah, I was on Cedric, man, and they was playing the music. And mind you, I didn't know what it was at the time, but those parties, I was hearing them. On my 22nd floor, shit just reverberating. Boom, boom.
So you was in the towers at that time, in the state park and all that shit?
Well, I used to go.
Sometimes you go to state park. Everybody go to the state park, the pool, whatever the fuck.
You can't help it.
Yeah.
That pool was amazing.
now that I look at it though, I can't be in community pools with people. After a while, you be like, "Hey,
that one wasn't so bad." I went on YMCA trips, jump in the pool, cut my foot because there's glass in the bottom of it. So it's when it's closed, people was just throwing bottles,
and they don't fucking clean that shit out.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you should have got some money off of that.
Yeah, no.
You was young.
All I got was out of the pool. You gonna sit down? Here's a Band-Aid on the bottom of your foot.
That's a lawsuit. That's a fucking lawsuit right there.
Tough, man.
That's a lawsuit.
You're tough, but yeah, I'm just happy to be alive, man. Still doing the music.
Yeah.
And I literally, because I stayed and did the skills, I'm literally a technical director for a production company now, and I do the audio, lighting, staging, like video walls.
Sensei shit. You put it all together.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
That's the community teaching me, all the other things. So if you're around people that have knowledge, just ask them questions. Learn that knowledge, because now my salary crazy.
Oh, that's questions is always good to ask.
You know what I'm saying? Just from diving in, man.
All right. Well, if there's anything else you want to say, ask me.
No, I'm good, man. But we gotta just hang out, man. We gotta do some music.
Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah. We gotta do some shit.
Definitely.
And you still making beats? Okay.
No, I'm not still making beats. I got some shit here.
All right.
I'm not still making beats.
Okay.
But I'm the type of person, I tell everybody this. You get me in the studio, my shit's going. I'll be like, yo, why don't you try this? Like, I've become more of a orchestrational producer. Like, yo, try this. I think the art of me making the beat, after a while, I really didn't want to make it. But I don't have no problem insisting or adding to it. And I'm not even
It's one of those things, you never lose it, because I'm the same way.
Oh, my ear is right.
Yeah.
My ear still stays tight. Yeah.
I let other people produce now, I just write. But,
good. Real question. Because I used to produce and do all my songs to my production.
Yeah, exactly.
After a while, I noticed I was stuck in a sound in the way I approached it. When I started writing to other production, I loosened up more.
Well, I was able to. That's my thing.
Yeah.
It's not that I was stuck, but not having to make the beat and do all the other tasks just allowed me to really
focus on what you wanted to do. Yeah, you're right. That's from a producer, artist, it's certain things like even with like someone like Kanye, like at first everything was moving right, but you could tell he was like, get this person, get that, add that, and it still becomes his vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's just adding other artists into everything that's going on and shit like that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
So we're going to do that. We're going to get together. We're going to do something.
Be creative. Definitely.
And then we could perform it right here.
Mic right there, nigga.
Yeah, I'll tell you. That is the truth.
Oh, man. All right. So I guess that's it, brother, man.
It was always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
We should do a part 2. I get a little more detail.
Yeah. Well, I gotta have the boy. I gotta have EOW up in here. You know what I mean? I gotta have Big Zoo Pro up in here.
You just be jumping on. I do that, man. I'm like, it's no ADHD anymore, but
no, everybody has it because the way everything is. But when people say you got ADHD, it's like, bro, everybody does because there's so much shit going on. You can't focus.
Well, the truth is, you probably need like 12 hours to go through everything I got to do.
All right, well, you know what it is. Another great episode here. You know what I mean? I had the wonderful guest, my brother from back in the day that's still doing it to this day. You feel me? You know what I mean? This is royalty right here. Y'all understand? he keeps it low, but this is straight up royalty. You know what I mean?
Getting better.
Yeah, it gets better every day. My brother
Yeah.
Nonezeo.
Love you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
Mastery here. His brother St. Clair, even though he's not on there. He's, you know what I mean, looking like a hitter, like he's about to do a job and shit.
Yeah. you gonna know him when we start dropping his music. Sinclair Johnson.
Okay. Wow. Look like an OG hitter.
I'm telling you.
And you know what it is? Like always, it's the unstoppable, almighty AWP Attention Whores podcast with another one. And also shout out to Urban Terps sponsor, Urban Terps. You know what it is. Get those Urban Terps, my nigga. Like what you want to do is you want to hit up Urban Terps __. You want to hit up the Collective Club. You want to hit up the Goodie Shop, and you want to hit Don Chiba on Instagram, and they will assist you with the greatest and the gross Urban's terps that you could get. That good weed. I done finished it already. It's out myself.
Sounds good.
You know what I mean? But always look out for Urban Terps. We here, you know what I mean? Get that new flavor that you want to inhale. So that's it. That's another episode. We in the can. See you on the next one. Peace.